Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard with Top Speed Golf, and today we're going to talk about one of the most frustrating parts of the game for a lot of players. Have you been told that you want to sweep your fairway woods? I've heard this a lot. I heard that growing up. Imagine we have a broom and we're going to sweep the grass with our fairway woods, and then with our irons we're going to hit down more into the ball, a little bit steeper, kind of like hitting with a hammer down into the ball. I remember reading that when I was younger, and I tried to follow that for a long time. That's not exactly what we see happening with the top players in the world. So now with the advent of launch monitors, radar launch monitors, I use a flight scope to track a lot of data when I'm giving lessons and for my own game. And what we've shown is with the top pros, we're hitting down into a pitching wedge at about a -5 angle of attack. So the angle of attack, if you can just imagine the center of the weight in the club, which direction is it moving? Is it moving down or is it moving up when we actually hit the ball? So when we hit the ball, the club head is moving down with a pitching wedge about -5 degrees. So it's coming down into the ball. That would look something about like this. Now that's not a very steep angle of attack. If you imagine 1 minute on a clock face, so the difference between 12 o'clock and 12:01, that little 1 minute hand is going to be 6 degrees. So it's hitting down a very small amount. As we work through the longer and longer irons, as we go down to 6 iron, 3 iron, they gradually get shallower and shallower. If you're looking at a 3 iron, you're coming down into the ball at, I believe, around -3.1 or so on average as a PGA Tour average. So 5 degrees down with a pitching wedge and 3 degrees down with a 3 iron. And mostly the difference there is that the shaft is longer, and that's naturally going to make a bigger, wider arc, which is going to shallow things out. The way that we swing, the way we feel the swing is going to be very, very similar. Now if we take that out to a 3 wood, and we have the same idea of sweeping, well, we see that a 3 wood's about 2.9 degrees or basically 3 degrees down again. So there's almost no difference, very small difference in the angle of attack. Only 1/3 of 1 minute on a clock. So very, very shallow angle of attack with all of our irons and fairway woods. So that's the first key, is if you've been struggling, you feel like you've been sweeping your fairway woods, you're hitting them thin, you're not making that good contact, I got 3 keys for you that are really going to help you to hit these crisp, clean shots. So number 1, we want to make sure that we are hitting down on the fairway wood. We want to take a bit of a divot. Like I said, the pitching wedge is going down, the 3 iron is going down, the 3 wood, they're all going down and taking a little bit of a divot. So as I set up to this ball, I want to rough up the grass or take a little small amount of a divot as I'm coming through there. I should see a little bit of dirt or a little bit of the roots from the grass after I hit. If the grass is tightly mown, then we're going to see a little bit of a divot in there. Now number 2, I want to make sure that I de-loft this club so I have some nice forward shaft lean. So as I come into this shot, as I'm coming into contact, I want some forward shaft lean with this fairway wood. That way I can really compress the golf ball. That's going to allow me to be very, very consistent. If my hands are in front of the golf ball, that's going to allow me to stabilize the face and to come through contact nice and consistent time and time again. So by doing this, what I want you to focus on, not only are we going to be hitting down a slight amount, I'm going to feel like my right hand, the palm of my right hand, is working down to the ground and then releasing as we get to the straight line release in front. When I do this with a club in my hand, now the club shaft is leaning forward and then it's going to release on out in front. So the angle in my right wrist is going from down, it's releasing through contact, but my hands are still forward, and then out in front at about a 45-degree angle. So we call this a straight line release in our Top Speed Golf system. And about 45 past impact, you could draw a straight line from my chest, and my arms and my club would be splitting this line. So that's what I want you to do to make sure that you get the hands in front. You may also feel like the logo of the glove on your backhand, your lead hand, excuse me, is facing down to the ground, and then it's releasing out 45 degrees in front. That's going to make sure that you get that consistent contact and you get that nice little clean divot. It's going to help you to hit on a slightly descending blow. Now last thing, where we want to hit this ball in the face. Now the bottom of the face, let's imagine we have 15 degrees of loft on this 3 wood. The bottom of the face is going to have a little less, maybe 13 degrees. As we get toward the top of the face, it's going to get toward 17, maybe even 18, 19 degrees as we're going toward the top. I want to make sure that I'm making contact toward the top half of the face. What that's going to do is as I contact the ball, it's going to launch a little bit higher. So even though I have a little bit of forward shaft lean, I am hitting down into the ball, I'm getting that good loft from above the sweet spot. It's going to get a higher launch angle, And now when the ball is coming down into the green or into the fairway, it's going to be able to stick, especially when you're hitting into par fives on your second shot. You want that ball launching high so that it come down and stick on the green, even when you're using a 3-wood. So you put these pieces together. Number one, I want to be focusing on a very small divot. Number two, I want to make sure that my hands are in front as I'm at contact and releasing just after contact. And number three, I want to make contact just above the center of the face. Now if I put all three of these together, I should be able to hit a nice clean shot right down the middle of the fairway. Let's see how I do. There we go. Took a little bit of a divot right down the center, roughed up the turf there a little bit. I definitely came down into it, hit on the top of the face. I can see a little bit of grass above the sweet spot, and that's why I got a nice high launch. So good luck to you guys. Pay attention to those 3 keys. You're gonna be a better fairway wood player. I'll see you guys soon. All right guys, so I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. If you did, I got a fantastic bonus for you. How would you like to have more lag in your golf swing? We know it's crucial to getting more distance and more speed. We got to get that lag and then we got to release it. Well, I got a preview of a video that's going to go over the #1 lag mistake I see. I see it time and time again, and some people are actually even taught this, that it's going to help your lag when in reality it hurts your lag. So I'm going to have a preview of that video pop up here in a second. Go ahead and click the link that pops up on your screen or down below in the description. You'll be able to watch that entire video, get instant access to it. Plus you're going to get instant access to 5 videos for my Top Speed Golf system. So good luck to you guys. I'll see you on that lag video. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. Click that thumbs up button. That really helps us to grow the channel, helps us to boost up these videos and keep more videos coming your way. And also remember to subscribe. That way you'll see our latest videos. Good luck to you guys. I'll see you in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see, and in this drill what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a 3-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be. I want to use the full length of this club to build lag and then release lag.